Hello, welcome back. This is Landon here at LandoLights. I just wanted to say a special thank you to everybody who joined the Facebook and subscribed, and I really appreciate your support. I am getting the messages from those of you who are sending me messages. I just take a little bit of a while to get back to them, but I definitely am hearing your questions and your suggestions. And I'm actually going to make some videos based upon those today. So I realized when I made this channel, I kind of just hopped into a subject and assumed that you knew already what I was talking about or what was said about it and everything like that. So I'm going to back it up a little bit and elaborate on what this thought is I'm talking about. It'd be like, well, if you just put the thread in the needle and then everything's like, what? Oh, I was talking about sewing something. But yeah, anyways, you understand what I mean. So I figure I'll start at the very beginning. My diagnosis is it's borderline personality disorder and bipolar with narcissistic traits. But so they call it borderpolar. Dr. Tracy Marks actually does a really good video about that to explain it, but I figure I would elaborate even more as somebody who has it. So how Tracy Marks describes it is it's like one is going to be the weather and the other is going to be the climate. So if that gives you an idea, which to me I was kind of like, I didn't almost understand it, but I know from my perspective as the person who has it, for me, the bipolar is like when you're tired. You ever just been really tired and it's just like you can't help it, you feel tired, that's just how you feel. But being tired, it affects everything, so you might be tired so it'll make you grouchy, or you might be tired so it'll make you delirious, or you know what I mean. That's what the bipolar is like, the baseline. So it's like and that lasts for like a couple of days to weeks sometimes. I mean, I spend more time in I'm really one of the lucky ones. Most bipolars, they spend a lot of time in the depression, but I actually spend more time in like the mania. That's why I talk really fast and things like that. I mean, to me, I'm just me and people know me as me, but when I went, in front of my doctors and things, they were just like, we could tell right away, just the way that you talk really fast and then you just get excited and you talked about things and blah, 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 blah. I mean, you can't even put my videos on super fast because we tried it and it was just like, you couldn't understand. I said, like, you just sort of hum. No. But yeah, so that's what the bipolar is. I mean, so it's pretty basic, it's got levels in it. So like your mania, is going to give you more energy and make you a little more concentrated or irritated, so you're more likely to get irritated or think too much, or, even just, you go off into la la land sometimes. Mine's actually called hypomania because I'm bipolar too. A funny thing is so the medication I take for my bipolar is actually, it's a dopamine blocker. So that means it blocks dopamine. Now, dopamine is the same chemical in your brain that gets released when you do cocaine or crystal meth or things like that. So what's funny is if you think about it, is people take that drug to feel extra of that. And I actually take a medication because I feel too much of it naturally. I mean, but having this problem, it actually can be a problem because even like with drugs or anything, like if you have too much dopamine in your brain, I remember one doctor specifically told me there's a fine line between like happiness and feeling good and psychosis. So I've been there, like completely natural. I mean, that's actually kind of how I knew I had the bipolar part too. Like they didn't, which is probably smart, I guess. But they didn't actually tell me I was bipolar until a couple years ago. But they've been treating me for it for a long time. And I was like, you guys never told me. They're like, well, I guess I didn't. It was on a need to know basis. Anyways, I'm grateful for it because. But with the bipolar, like you could feel like wonderful, great. I mean, I have days where I'm just like, everything's just wonderful. I'm gonna, write stories or make a YouTube channel or and then I have other days where I'll just wake up and be like, what was I thinking? Like, would anybody even, and in case you're ever wondering, that's why I don't have a set schedule with my YouTube videos. It's going to be because I'm going with the flow of my moods. So I literally wake up some days and go, I just want to delete it. Like, what a stupid idea. Why did I even do that? And other days I'm like, no, I have something to say, but we're in a pandemic, this is communication. I haven't seen half of my friends, if they're even watching these videos, in so long, if they're even still my friends. No, just kidding. But yeah, so anyways, so besides that, I have the personality aspect, which would be the borderline personality disorder. Now that part also has mood swings, shifting moods, I would call it. But it's more, to me, from my position as somebody who has it, that's more cause and effect. So like I can tell like the bipolar, because it's just like all of a sudden I'll feel depressed and down, and it's just like I was just happy a minute ago, you know, like what's going on, or you know what I mean, like the whole day, or I'll right in the middle of when I should be happy about something. But then the borderline, I know that's because, you know, somebody said something the wrong way, or they, you know what I mean, it's just things, it's cause and effect. So it's like, you know, and then so the bipolar does affect that, because if you're, let's say, in mania, then you're going to be more sensitive. And then if somebody says something to you, you might think about it too much, so then that's going to send you into panic, or it's going to make you, you know, really angry and aggressive, and you know, so it's a wild ride, you know. But the solution though is really, and that's why I was so grateful. I'm my doctor now, she's amazing. But you treat the bipolar first, so you get the baseline, you know what I mean, the part that's just like overall feeling this way or overall feeling that way. You take medication to balance that out. And so like what I take is actually, it lowers the dopamine, so when I'm in mania I don't go like, you know, like, hi, can I touch your hair, you know, just kidding. But I mean, trust me, I could probably get to that level. But so I take but the medication that I take is also, it's a mood stabilizer. So my lows aren't as low, or I don't feel as low, because, you know, when your brain's making this much dopamine and then not, I mean, if you've ever actually done a street drug, I know most people have done cocaine these days, like, if you ever done that, you remember how you felt and then how you felt after. Like, imagine that happening throughout your life and you don't know why. To be honest, I think most of all my family has it. I think I'm the only one who actually really got treated for it. But I was laughing because I was thinking about it, but we're all, when you meet us, we're the alcoholic family, you know what I mean? We always have a drink in our hand, and it's either like wild or not wild, like, you know, type thing. But I was thinking about it, and it's just like, you know, I think the reason why we always had that bottle of booze in it wasn't because we were alcoholics, it's because we looked not normal, but we fit in better. Because when you're having those mood swings and you have a bottle of booze in your hand, it makes sense. It's like, oh, okay, no wonder you flipped out last night and everything, because you were drunk, or, you know, this is why you called me, you know, and said all these things last night. Oh, it's because you were drunk, you know. But it's like, really, when if you were to take away that bottle, then we would have to deal with the fact that we were bipolar. But I just thought that was funny. I mean, it's not actually a funny matter when you're unmedicated and you are drinking that way and you are bipolar. Like, anybody who knows me in my early 20s, that was not a fun ride. Because, yeah, I mean, it soothes, but then it magnifies, and then it is just awful. It was horrible. And it was so upsetting to me, because I was like, why can't I drink like other people, you know? And I couldn't just have one. And it wasn't because I was an alcoholic and needed the booze, it was because I felt uncomfortable. You know what I mean? It's like being in pain and taking a Tylenol. If you're still in pain, you're going to take another Tylenol and take another Tylenol. That's not a good thing. And the thing is that the alcohol is actually not going to fix the problem. So all in all, thank God in my 30s, I got the medication for the bipolar, the good one that worked. They tried me on quite a variety in my 20s. Some of them actually almost killed me. Just because when you're messing with the bipolar chemistry in the brain, like, you could, and I know you might not understand if you've never been there, but your brain could get to a point where you feel so awful, you'd rather die. And literally, I reached that point. Like, Wellbutrin was probably the worst. I'll save that. Actually, that's coming up in another video that hopefully you all like, about psych wards today and what they're like. But yeah, I feel like that's about it. Or we'll just stop there.
Don't forget the like button. Subscribe!